sitting here with a conversation with my brother, and it led to a conversation about another interesting tale about how one night we were sitting at a buddy's house and we're drinking beer, and I'm gonna name drop in this one, but Ryan McRoberts, we asked him what he's doing, me and my brother Ryan, and he says, I don't know what you guys got in mind. I was gonna go to my girlfriend's. Brother Ryan, he said, forget all that crap. We're gonna go doing some back road and some spotlighting and doing some drinking. Well, he calls up his girlfriend at the time, which is now is still his wife, which, as this story unfolds, you might not believe that. He calls up her up and says, I ain't gonna make it overnight. I'm going out drinking with the Tremper boys. He said there was an awkward silence for about 3 minutes on the phone there, and she just said, yeah, whatever, and hung up. We all file into his Ford Ranger, 80s model, real small cab. All three of us pile in there, and no, actually, I started out in the back. That's right. I had a bottle of this TGI Fridays dreamsicle drink that I was in the back drinking, and I was starting to fall out in and out of consciousness, and Ryan decides it's going to be funny to start telling McRoberts to, hey, start locking up the brakes and punching the gas. So my drunk ass is just sliding back and forth all over the bed of the truck, and they all got quite the humor out of it. I don't really remember it, but what I do remember, it was painful. But we get to the liquor store, we get more. I'm bitching about how I'm not riding in the back anymore, and so they let me up front. You know, it's crowded. My brother just recently got a new pistol, which he didn't tell McRoberts about until we had gotten out of town, and then he produced it out of nowhere, and that kind of set the nervous tone of the evening for the entire vehicle. But we got a fifth of tequila, or a liter of tequila for some reason. I don't know. It just seemed like a good idea. And driving around drinking and such. We're going through Boonville, and we just crossed the tracks heading towards Chandler out of town. And me and Ryan started arguing. Now, my brother Ryan, he was pretty big into wrestling at this point in time. Stone Cold Steve Austin was his hero at this point in time in his life. And we get to fighting, and my brother double fish hooks me in the truck. So I start flopping around, swinging, and I yell, pull this truck over. We'll just get out and settle this. Well, it wasn't that bad until as we got out of the vehicle, the fifth tequila hit the ground and busted. And McRoberts starts queuing up and playing the Stone Cold Steve Austin entrance music. Right when the glass broke, I don't know if y'all know the song, but it starts with glass breaking. Well, it didn't get very pretty from there on out. I sustained a couple of minor contusions to my head. I lost a sleeve off of my shirt. I was thrown in the road, and this is right off the side of the highway, leaving Boonville too, back when it was a 2-lane. So, you know, after we get done fighting everything, we get in the vehicle, and then we both start crying, and we're hugging each other, and then we hear about this party out at Jared Whitney's house. And he's a cop now, but he had this party. We get out there. Now, this is where it starts getting real entertaining. Because me and Ryan have quit fighting now. We're getting along again. And Ryan decides to go up into a group of people and start showing off his pistol. Well, while people are running away, thinking he's going to shoot them, I just start rummaging through coolers. I mean, I'm couple hurricane drinks here, a 6-pack of something there, a cheap bottle of wine, a half-drank bottle of whiskey. Well, they're all telling Ryan, you need to leave, you need to leave. McRoberts comes finds me, he says, hey, we need to go. I got all this booze in my arms. Well, I just hop in and leave. I'm like, hell yeah. I got back in the back of the truck again, though, because we were kind of leaving in a hurry. Blood everywhere. And I put like all of these assorted bottles of booze in the back of the truck. We start driving away from there. We're doing about 40, and that's when I hear the faint muttering of my brother's voice in the front seat again, and then the brakes lock up once more, sending me and all these numerous bottles of booze to the front, a couple of them busted. I'm sitting in glass. I don't really remember when he dropped me and my brother off at the house, but I remember Mom asking me why my bed was covered in blood and why did I look like I'd been in a car wreck. And you can't rat your brother out. You know, you can't. So I didn't really have an answer, and there was a piece of shit right there. Yeah. Didn't really have an answer for her. Just other than I got a little drunk last night. It's been another edition of Story Time with Tremper. Y'all have a good one.